Okay, folks, we are back. And who do I mean by we?
The ladies, gentlemen, and llamas.
Well, and I guess you just identified yourself. I thought this would be a cool box for you to see, because what was my very first job in the military?
Medic?
A medic, yeah. I was a combat medic. You got it. Don't leave off the combat. Makes it much more manly. Much more manly to say combat medic. But also, I don't know if you remember this, so I like to keep busy in my life. So I also have been a volunteer firefighter and done the ambulance there. I worked in the emergency room as an ER tech, which is basically it's a paramedic that works in the emergency room, and I worked on an actual, a 911 ambulance. There's a reason I stopped doing all that stuff after a certain point, but I love medic stuff. It's still, do you know what the phrase near and dear to my heart means?
No.
It means it's something that's really still special to me. Something that I still love. That's what it means. So, Ethan, llamas.
Medic.
But I was gonna say it. This is Medic Box, and this has been requested numerous times for me to do on the channel. This is a monthly tactical medical gear monthly tactical. Yeah, I want to take the tactical out because you know what we say about the T word. It could mean anything. Very often it's used as a marketing word and not a real what it really means. But I have a confession to make to you and all of them also, Ethan. I peeked.
What?
I peeked in the box. I couldn't help it. I didn't take the stuff. I opened the box and just looked on the top. The box it's cut. I didn't go through the box. I just opened the box, looked at the top, closed the box up. I could not help it.
Punching your hand.
I know. I think that should we play the little medic warning, the little medical item warning?
Sure.
I think we deserve it. Let's do it now. Stations, all stations, we have medical items in the box. I repeat, medical items.
Better get the old man down here.
The president's in his limousine. They're diverting to Andrews. The vice president is out of position, and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs is on his way.
Priority traffic. We are now at DEFCON 3. Incoming medical rant. I have this cool little thing that plays when there's medical stuff in a box because I go off and talk. So as I ordered this, and then I ordered these two little medical pouches from, I want to take a look at this one because it's already unzipped and unpacked, from Amazon, just to put all the gear in. But it turns out, well, as we're about to find out, this comes with, so I didn't realize this. I kind of like this. Now, it's cool. Look, it has the little fire starting stuff, but it's red. Like some of the other boxes come with it. So, don't take that out. Come on, I don't want to have to clean that up. So what we get with Medic Box is, and I like this, so we're getting the Pro. There are a few different levels. Figure go big or go home. What basically happens is, throughout the boxes, you're building up a whole different kit, which I like. I didn't realize that was the whole thing. Maybe I could have, but I didn't read, because, I don't read stuff. So, we're on phase 1. We're on phase 1, which is Duty Individual First Aid Kit. Now, I know IFAK stands for Individual First Aid Kit. I don't know, does this mean that there's the first 3 boxes fill out the first aid kit? And if that does mean that, does this mean that rather than every month everybody gets the same box, does this mean we start with box 1 and no matter what month it is, then we get box 2 and 3 and 4? I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see. Because I know that Christian over at Exploring It All, he just got box 3. And we were going to do these on box. Originally I said we'll do these together, but number 1, I'm impatient and I can't wait. And number 2, I just really wanted to look in here to decide, is it something that we can do together? Because if I'm always going to be 3 boxes behind him, maybe we can't do these unboxings together. So anyway, it looks interesting that we're going to do it like that. So, Ethan, I'm going to teach you a little bit about medical stuff as we go while you proceed to rip up red stuff that I'm going to have to clean up. So this is the Pro box. And in the Pro box, in box number 1, we get some cool shears. Now, you've seen these kinds of medical shears, right? These scissors? Well, we've got some extra special ones in this. So let's gently, without throwing red fluff around the room, let's unpack this stuff. Here, hold on to this.
No.
Let's hold on to this. All right, I'd like to present my helper, No Help, Mr. No Help. And I don't think PETA can fit in. Actually, PETA probably could fit in this box. Maybe we'll put this in Sonic's cage. Please don't make a mess. All right. So let's see what we've got in box 1. Now, I know most people are hoping I'm going to hate this stuff. I'm going to rant and rave about it. This is a small...
Not small. That's a small
That's a small kit. So, this says, and I'm going to read this, Tactical Trauma Care. It says something about... Oh, and by the way, they also have online training academies. Now, I'm all for learning, but I've always, and I have taught medical stuff, you have to put hands-on. There's practical exercises, so I don't know... Anyway, it's neither here nor there. So as you do this, you get a thing to put all your gear into. I kind of like this because it's bigger, but we'll see how it goes. You ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
No.
Are you ready?
No.
All right. So the Pro item. So in the Pro level, our Pro, this is huge. We've got the SOG Para Shears. Now I have a feeling that SOG came out with this after Leatherman came out with their Leatherman. It's a company that makes like those little foldable pliers that, you know, you can put in a pouch and carry around. I used them just today to fix that stupid knife with a spring, remember?
Okay.
Okay, so Leatherman came out with a brand of these that have all sorts of tools, and I think SOG followed suit. I have a couple of mini shears on me. The bigger ones are what we used to carry, and I had like 2 on me at any one time. I had, wearing shorts, you can see my sexy knee, but we had like a thigh, like on our uniform, we had pockets right around here, and one of them was specifically designed so you could put this in the pocket and then it would snap over and hold it. So I had one there, and then I always had another one. Exposing a wound, you always have to expose an injury to treat an injury. And that means very often in emergency medicine, and this is for you, Ethan, I'm teaching this to you too. That often means cutting clothes right off. Or at least cutting them free to visually inspect. And it's not just inspecting the actual injury itself. It's not like, oh, there is a gunshot wound here, we cut that. You gotta cut up over the wound, around the wound. You gotta look for an exit wound. You've got to look for damage around the wound. Gunshot wound could involve burns as well as fractures. So there's, I mean, and that's just one example. So in order to properly treat any kind of injury, you have to expose the injury, and that's what these are for. Ethan,
Yeah.
why aren't these opening?
I need help.
All right, here, I'm going to, let's open this end too. I brought 2 different knives. I brought a Mannix 2 lightweight, and I brought an Ezo drop bear. All right, there, now you can take those out. Think. Can you? Do they come out? All right.
I took it out before you could.
All right, you continue to take those out. So we've got a SOG sheath, and this is a very familiar SOG sheath. I've seen this. It comes with some multi-tools and everything. It's elasticy, and it's got Velcro, and you can use it with all your MOLLE-compatible gear. These things are a little heavy, not too heavy. So Ethan and everybody else, what trauma shears are is they are very, very rugged, tough scissors. I've demonstrated this to your brother. They can cut through a penny. They can also cut through a human bone. Well, like a pinky. Like I wouldn't cut through your arm, like something. But they're made so they can just cut straight through. What they're actually designed to do is to be able to cut through firefighting gear, if you need to. But yes, you can cut through a penny. you're not going to cut through much else after you cut through a penny. It's a cool party trick, but you shouldn't do it all the time. So, this one is designed to have multiple tools all at once, because see how this one is just basically scissors? They're very good scissors for cutting through stuff. This one has all sorts of other tools on it you might need as a medic. You cut 15,000 pennies, like when I looked away to get this? That's fast, man. You know what? You must have a Sandevistan insert, just like the guy in Cyberpunk. I learned that watching the show with Aiden.
I just did the gritty.
So I have a t-shirt I'm willing to sacrifice because I hate this shirt. Would you like to try it out?
No.
You don't want to try it out?
I thought you were talking about the shirt.
No, I don't want you to wear the shirt. I want you to try the scissors. So here's the thing. The main cutting power on here, go ahead, open them up and close them again. Feel that? The main cutting power on these is right towards the back. So I'm gonna hold the scissors. I want you to do it on camera though. I'm gonna hold the shirt. Okay. Grab the scissors. Open them up nice and wide. With your hand like you're about to cut something. Okay. Just go ahead and cut. See how easily that cuts right through? I mean, anything. And then what we can do is, to be real cool, be like, quick, expose that wound! That's what we do. These are, now, take these little mini trauma shears, see if it cuts just as easy.
Are they called trauma shears because they're because they cause trauma?
Yeah, see how these...
I was like...
You want to try the red ones? They're called trauma shears because you use them in a trauma situation. Trauma is... Alright, that doesn't quite work, huh?
No.
So these little ones aren't as good. These little ones aren't as good. Yeah, these are really good ones. Well, I'll tell you what, after I look at everything on there, these actually are very good. The bigger ones are better. After I look at everything on here, you can take a look at them, okay? Trauma is what we call severe physical injury to the body. Now, most people, when we talk about trauma, these days, and this is not a cut down to anybody, they use it to describe emotional stuff. I've suffered some kind of trauma, which is true. But in the medical world, in the emergency medical world, when we talk about trauma or traumatic injuries, we're talking about severe physical force or severe physical injury. So when we talk about trauma shears, we call them that because we use them when treating traumatic injuries, because we have to expose those traumatic injuries. That's why in the ER sometimes they have something called the trauma room, which is where you send those people that are very badly injured. Anyway, okay. You guys knew this was going to be a long one when you got into it. You clicked the button. It's your fault. All right.
It's your fault.
Yes.
Because I said so, because I'm the spoops.
Well, you're the spoops. You can say so. So let's see everything we have on here. So we have an inch ruler. Why do we have an inch ruler? Because in the emergency medical field, on a patient care report or an ambulance care report, a PCR, ACR, you have to document everything. And in the emergency room also. So when you're talking about the size of an injury, you, when at all possible, have to talk about how big it is. And so this gives you that ability to measure that right there. And yes, you do have to write, upon approaching patient, exposed left leg, found, 1.5 inch laceration, blah, blah, blah. You write that stuff. You document everything. If you didn't write it, you didn't do it. That's one of the golden rules. So you've got a 1-inch ruler, a millimeter ruler, compound leverage shears. That's the fancy name for the scissors. I mean, that shouldn't be considered a tool. It is the tool. Like, without the scissors, what is it? So inside, well, check this out. We basically have a little Swiss Army knife.
Ooh.
So,
I call dibs.
You call dibs on your face.
No. I go dibs
You know what?
on that.
These are going to be in my pants from now on, so you can't find them. Let's see. What do we have? We have a #1 Phillips head. We have... Oh, great. Fantastic, then. We have a bottle opener.
Ooh,
So you can drink beer on your ambulance. I've told this story before. If you ever become a paramedic or an EMT, do you know what the best... Give me that. Do you know what the best food to have on your ambulance is?
Beer.
Tacos.
Beer.
Taco Bell tacos.
Beer.
Taco Bell tacos, and here's why. They come wrapped up real thin. you can take those tacos out of the bag and you can hide them in any number of places all throughout your ambulance. Because yes, you get a designated meal break, but you never know if that's going to get interrupted. So like while you're driving around or posting throughout the city, wherever you are, you can just pull out a taco and like be like, oh, taco, 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 taco.
Now I want Taco Bell.
Well, that's what we used to do. Okay, so we've got a slot driver and we've got a bottle opener. We've got an awl. Told you about that before. That's how you punch through different things. It's mainly for like sewing stuff. And then we've got a rope cutter. Wait, it went away. Oh, does these come back out? Oh, these lock. Okay, so once something's open, they lock. Unlock. Come back out. We've got a rope cutter there. So 4 nice little tools, and they lock. That's cool. We've got
I think there's something on the other side.
There is. I'm going to get there. There's an oxygen wrench. So this is for an O2 bottle. This fits on there. And an oxygen bottle doesn't have one of those little wheels like on other compressed containers. It actually, you need a specific wrench, and that fits there. And you put it on top and you turn it. It has tweezers. Tweeze, tweeze. Tweeze, tweeze.
Tweeze my finger.
Tweeze, tweeze. Has tweezers. Okay. It has a line cutter. So this is different than a rope cutter because this is, rope cutters are, let me show you the rope cutter again. They're all locked. They weren't locked when I first took them out. See how this is, we call serrated? See? So like you can saw through the rope. The line cutter, and this is like if somebody had to be cut out of a seatbelt or something. It's very sharp and very, we have any 550 cord? This is a perfect test for 550 cord, and I don't even see any around. I don't even know where it is. But you know what else you could do with a rope cutter, with a line cutter?
Sure.
Can you hold this on camera, just stretched out like this?
But then can I do it?
Yes, I'll do it for you. Stretch it out nice and good, right? On camera. Cut through somebody's pant leg or through their clothes, right, to get exposed. Again, we use this in the military a lot to cut through uniforms because it's very easy to cut through, like we're always wearing long sleeves and long pants. You want to try?
Yeah.
Okay, here.
So how should I hold it though?
Well, there's different, this is a little awkward to me. So this is not really sharp unless you like really rub your finger against it real hard. It's the cutting power of the scissors that makes it real sharp. So you can hold it like this and it's not going to cut you. So you're just going to put that in there and just pull it hard through there. See? Look at that. No, don't pull it up. Pull it straight back. There you go. See, the problem is you're at an awkward angle, but if you were right behind it pulling it, so that'll cut through a seatbelt, it'll cut through clothes, it'll cut through all sorts of stuff.
Will it cut through this?
Yup. And that is locking. That's cool. And it has a glass breaker if you need to, where is it? Where's the glass breaker? If you need to break a window. See that little thing?
Yeah.
You can.
What? How's that a glass breaker? It's so small.
Show me your hand. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just going to, see that?
Ow.
So glass, if you hit it in the right spot, and there are spots on a car windshield or side window, and this would be more for a side window than a windshield, there are certain spots where if you hit it, they're weak. And all you need to do is crack it. You don't need to shatter it. But you crack the window, and then you can just kind of punch it out, and you can shatter it to rescue somebody from a vehicle. We would not do that on the ambulance. So as a paramedic on the ambulance, you wouldn't really do that. You would, unless you had to, you would wait for a heavy rescue truck to get there. So there's, in the fire department, there's the engine that supplies water to put out a fire, right? External firefighting. There's the truck company. Those are the dudes. I was on truck company. That's also called ladder. That's the one with like a ladder that goes up, and guys who do interior firefighting. And then there's the heavy rescue truck. The rescue truck has all those cool tools that can like cut through stuff and break the car open. They would gain access to like a car you couldn't get into. But since I'm kind of a small guy, I'm only 5'8", and I was kind of skinny. You know, I'm not as fat as I am now. A lot of times when we had car accidents in our area, I would have to climb in the car, and I would have to hold what we call C-spine stabilization. I don't know. I'll have to explain that to you some other time. and I, as they were extricating somebody from the car, and I basically have to make sure somebody's neck didn't get broken by accident and stuff, because I'm a little guy. So anyway, these are pretty cool. I do like these, and I wonder how much these run. The tool steel is only 3 CR13 stainless. I say that only relative to knife steel. In this case, I'm not too worried about it. We're not like worried about holding an edge or anything like that, because your scissors are not going to be cut on the same way as anything else. So this is cool. And look, Ethan, ready? Did you see?
My brain.
Have you ever seen scissors that do that?
These ones.
Those ones do not do that. I have never had a pair of trauma shears like this before, so I'm sure they're quite expensive. We'll have to look it up. So first item, and after probably like 3 hours of the video, I like it.
No, 15,562.
It says 11 minutes right here, and we already had another clip before that. Remember, I paused the video to... Yeah, so, all right. Medic Box Academy members receive access to tactical trauma care. It's one of their online courses. What else? So for the this box one, this is in box one. This is their duty IFAK kit. Again, individual first aid kit. I remember when it wasn't, now it's called IFAK. It didn't used to be called IFAK. It just used to be called first aid, in the military. You just got a little first aid kit, first aid. Now it's an individual first aid kit. So this is their, like I said, their little pouch that they give you to put all these supplies in. And you're building this IFAK over the course of what I assume is 3 boxes. This is a good looking pouch. It's weatherized, it's weatherproofed on the exterior. Solid looking zippers. I like, ooh, I got something we can put on this. This was right over there. Not at all. Big old patch panel for whatever you want. Right there. Ah! And then you can slap it and it can fall down.
It attacked you.
But it's a... I put this on upside down. Let's put that back. Somebody just recently gave this to me. So, you've got internal pockets, 1 and 2. You've got elastic for holding other gear. Oh, this is slip through. These are completely slip through pockets.
Ooh, let me feel.
You're gonna wear it like wrist armor? Okay. And of course, PALS webbing for compatibility with Molly gear. Now, they're gonna give us stuff that's gonna fill this pouch out. Pouch out. Like I said, I was on Amazon and I saw 2 of these for, I think, 20 bucks, maybe. And number one, I like the high visibility stuff because, let's face it, Ethan, I have to accept the fact, yes, I recognize you are tearing a shirt up because you feel strong doing it. Go for it. I have to recognize the fact that I am now too old to be going and fighting in another war, and I'm never going to do that again.
Well, if I do it?
I hope you never have to. I hope you never, ever have to. But if that's a choice you make to join the military one day, I will support you and teach you everything I know. So what I was saying was, I like, these days, I still do have, if shit goes south or sideways and we have to defend things, I like having my medical supplies in something easily identifiable. And I like this orange color because there's no way to mistake it for anything else. So I'm going to be putting this stuff in these, and these are fairly standard. We see these all over the place. I like the way that these medical pouches work because they, as you can see, you can throw them on the ground and open them full 180 degrees and get access to everything all at once. I know you really want to see those, so go ahead. I'm not saying anything negative about this pouch, by the way. I really like the way it's constructed, but I'm going to be adding some things here and there to what they're sending out. And I just really like the organization of this. It, just like that, has, see the weatherproofing, heavy-duty weatherproofing on the exteriors. I like that it has this Velcroed pouch here, and another pouch. So, and this is modeled. This is actually modeled on an actual military-issued pouch. This is a civilian-produced one. but it is modeled on something that the military issues out. And what I really like about this one, I know this is not part of the medic box thing, but so this is a panel that goes onto your MOLLE type gear. This stays on your gear. You can remove this medical pouch, again, throw it on the ground and work on it. This stays on you, and then you can always pick it back up. And this Velcro is very, very well rugged and will stick well. And then if you don't want to, mount it on your gear, you can always put it in the car or something like that. Anyway, there's that. So you will be seeing these in the medic box videos as we put stuff away. All right, are you ready to learn about your next piece of gear, Mr. Ethan?
Sure.
Okay. Next, emergency bandage, 4-inch. Wow, you knew exactly what it was. Oh, did you read that?
No.
Did you? Or did you just instinctively pick it up and throw it?
I did.
Did you just pick it up and throw it? Well, you were right. An Israeli bandage. It's not a bandage made in Israel. We actually call this piece of gear the Israeli bandage because they are the one that pioneered this piece of medical technology. And what it really is, it's 3 pieces of medical equipment in one. The Israeli bandage is a medical dressing. Now, remember, we talk about this all the time. So there's a dressing. Dressing is a sterile piece of whatever that goes directly over a wound, because we always want to put sterile dressings on a wound. We don't want to introduce any kind of pathogens, any vectors. Vectors are anything that can transport any kind of disease-carrying stuff from point A to point B. Fleas, for example, was the vector that transmitted the bubonic plague. It wasn't the rats, it was the fleas on the rats. So we don't want to transmit any vector organisms. We don't want to transmit any bacteria or viral organisms itself, or any dirt and grime that could also, get in and infect something. So sterile dressing. A bandage, so remember, dressing dresses the wound, and then we take a bandage and we wrap that over the dressing to secure it and help keep it clean. And it includes a device for applying pressure, because one of our primary bleeding management tools is applying direct pressure to wherever that happens to be. Not a tourniquet, that is different. Tourniquets are applied to restrict blood flow to an extremity. But direct pressure directly over a wound helps keep it promotes clotting. I'm trying to think of a real good way to say this. The direct pressure, basically, you're pushing on that wound, and what you're doing is you're causing that blood to, number one, you are squeezing the ends of those blood vessels, but what you're also doing is you're co-locating all of those platelets in that one place and compressing them together and helping them build a clot. So the Israeli bandage combines all 3 of those together. And it lets you dress the wound, wrap it with the bandage, and then it has the ability to apply pressure directly to it. And they are, it was developed by the Israeli military. It was a military issue item, but now you can buy them anywhere. It has very simple instructions for use in the United States military as part of your annual first aid training for everybody. Everybody in the military does annual first aid training. You learn how to use this. Medics, everybody has this in their individual first aid kit. Medics have, of course, higher level stuff, but, when you're a medic, by the way, when you're a medic and you come up on something, you don't always just rip open your aid bag, because you have a finite amount of supplies out in the field. You will grab that person's IFAK if they're down on the ground and rummage through their stuff first. Because that's what it's for. It's for that individual. You'll grab their medical supplies, use them, and then go to your aid bag for your advanced level stuff if you need it. So anyway, this is very good to have. I like this. Cool. Let's put this. What's a good place to put this? Just for now, because we don't know what else is coming, we'll put the Israeli bandage right here. Next, we've got vented chest seals ×2. And this is a chest seal twin pack. So, this is made by North American Rescue. That's a good, hi. You having fun with that? Just ripping the shirt apart? Ethan's just having fun shredding that shirt with various parts of these scissors. I'm glad you practiced with that. You might have to save my life one day. North American Rescue is a very well-respected company that makes medical supplies. So, a vented chest seal. One of the most dangerous injuries that you can have out in the field is a pneumothorax. Pneumo means air. Thorax is your chest cavity. It's what we also call a sucking chest wound. It's where, so in order for you to breathe, your lungs have to exist in a vacuum inside your chest. Your diaphragm does a contraction relaxing thing, and it changes the volume, and the negative pressure in there causes your lungs to expand, contract, suck air in, push air out. When you allow air to flow in there, it throws that all out of balance. Your lungs cannot expand. That whole, pressure thing doesn't work anymore. And basically you suffocate on dry land. What a vented chest seal does is it goes over wherever that wound is. Now, of course, within reason. If you've got a giant, gash that like a, huge injury to your chest, that's not going to do it. But take your average gunshot wound, stab wound, shrapnel wound, something like that. What this does is it goes over that wound, and it's got a one-way seal. So you can put it on there. It will let air escape. It will not let air further back in. So basically, with every breath, as the I'm going back into my medical world, and the words escape me sometimes. So as the volume changes and those lungs do expand and they push the volume out, whatever air has escaped in, it goes out of that one-way valve. It cannot get back in. And with each one, it makes it easier and easier for you to breathe. And believe it or not, this could be the difference between life and death. What we used to have to do, and they taught this back when I was a young baby medic, was take a piece of plastic, put it on the wound, tape it down on all the sides, and leave a little corner open. And that made your one way. That was the closest you could get. They would say, if you don't have plastic, find the guy's military ID card, because it's laminated plastic, slap it down on there, and you would have to do this. You would have to time this to when they exhale, so that the chest is compressed. Because if you put it on when they inhale and the chest is expanded, you put it on, but as soon as they exhale and the chest is compressed again, then all of a sudden it's loose and it doesn't fit. So, put it on to when they exhale, the chest is compressed, slap it on there, hold it, tape it, and then you have this tight seal. Then one day, I believe it was a Navy SEAL, came up with this thing like, why don't we just put a valve in there and make it easy? So these things are self-adherent, they are sterile, they have the one-way valve, they will support your patient getting to the hospital to the next level of care. And now there's a tension pneumothorax, there's a hemopneumothorax, there's all sorts of other things. I'm not going to get into more complicated levels of care, but this will, in layman's terms, the sucking chest wound, this will give them time to get to the higher level of care. And these are great. You shouldn't have to use them that often. Some people might be like, oh, just 2? Well, it should be 2 more than you need. So we'll put them in. And the original ones were called Asherman chest seals, ACHs. They gave these big circles. Sorry, ACSs. These big circle things. They stuck okay, not great. They were the first generation. These are much more convenient, so those are cool to have. Next, hemostatic gauze. Hemostatic dressing. So, this is cool. Now, is this, you have to read this, and you have to really follow what they want. This could be the kind they want you to pack into a wound. It could be the kind they don't. So this is gauze. This is going to be sterile, and it's going to be impregnated with something that helps promote blood clotting. It's usually, I should rephrase that. It's not necessarily blood clotting. A hemostatic agent, so again, breaking down the words, and I've said this before in a video and people liked it. Hemo, blood, static, fucking stop it. It's the exact wording I used. So it's got an agent in it that stops bleeding. But what it really does, more often than not, is it stops liquid from flowing. So it could react to anything. Now, I'm trying to see what specifically is in this, and it doesn't say. One of the biggest problems with Quick Clot when it was first introduced to the military, and this is back, I'm talking the very early 2000s, was that it reacted with any liquid. So yes, the liquid in your blood, but also the liquid in your mouth, in your nose, in your eyes. And you see in movies where guys grab this, you know, grab the Quick Clot by the corner with their teeth and rip it open, and it gets in the air, and it would get in people's eyes and in their mouth, and it would start reacting, and that would be very bad. So the newer stuff is designed to react specifically with the plasma in blood and blood products, but there still is some that reacts. You know, you could do a demonstration, put this on the ground, pour water on it, and it would show you how it... Anyway, sorry, I'm trying not to get too technical. You put this down, and it starts to help build an artificial clot. The problem is, if you were to then rip this off for some reason, and we have another, you know, thing, you never remove a dressing. You can always pile more on. Dressings never come off unless they're at the next level care in the hospital, where they can deal with all sorts of stuff. If this is building an artificial clot and you tear it off, guess what comes with it? Did you guess? Did you guess the clot? If you did, you guessed right. And then you have nothing to help build a new artificial clot. You can always pile on more and more dressings. You just, once you get the bleeding under control, there's no reason to take it off. This I might want to have more than one of. I'm just saying.
May I send a special message to the viewers?
Yes. Is this your special message to the viewers?
Maybe.
H. Hi. Oh, hi. Did you do that with the scissors? Very nice. Very nicely done. So we'll put the hemostatic gauze in this pouch right here, and it will stay there in case we need it. So this is our very first, where did I put the pouch? There it is. Our very first box from Medic Box. I don't know how long this video is going to end up being, but you guys knew what you were getting into when you wanted me to look at Medic Box. Ethan is still shredding t-shirts with the scissors over there. You guys tell me after I post this, is this too much info? Is this too much telling stories? Is this, do you want it quicker? What do you guys think? But I'm gonna keep doing this. We have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 boxes till we go all through this. And after 12 boxes, will they start something new? I don't know. But so we've got 12 months of this. We've got a year of Medic Box before we exhaust everything. So I hope this is what you guys wanted to see and are enjoying this. Ethan, did you enjoy this? Are you just enjoying ripping up the shirt?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks to the Patreon folks who made this possible. This subscription comes directly from Patreon contributions. As soon as they came in to Patreon, I immediately subscribed to this. So that's where this box comes from. Thanks to all of you guys out there watching this channel and keeping us going. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with us, and I hope it was entertaining. Remember that you guys are all absolutely awesome, and we appreciate every single one of you. And when Ethan's done ripping up t-shirts, he'd probably say that too.
We'll be back again real soon.
I think that you need to say it again, not ripping up t-shirts at the time.
Why?
Because I don't think they heard it.
We'll be back again real soon.
Very good. Thanks.
I'm gonna keep ripping the shirt.
You have fun with that.